All right, today we're pulling back the curtain on something happening in your house right now, a secret, ongoing battle for your own comfort.
So let me just ask you this. What do you think is the hardest working machine you own? Come on, think about it. It's probably not what you'd guess. Not your car, not your fridge. It's your heating and air conditioning system, right? It's that silent hero that works around the clock. And let's be honest, you probably only ever think about it the second it breaks down, which is usually, of course, on the most scorching hot day of the summer.
But here's the thing. This isn't just a story about a machine wearing out. No, it's about a machine locked in a constant fight with an invisible enemy, the very climate it's supposed to tame.
And to really understand this war, we're going to go right to the front lines. Coastal Florida. This is a place where AC systems are pushed harder than almost anywhere else. This is where the fight gets really intense.
Now look at this. This really puts the battle into perspective. We're not just talking about a few hot summer weeks here. We're talking about temperatures that are constantly above 90 degrees, humidity that feels like you're swimming through the air, and systems that are forced to run for 10, sometimes even 12 months out of the year. They literally never get a day off.
But the heat and humidity? That's only half the story. The Gulf Coast has a secret weapon that just turbocharges the damage, that corrosive salt air. It's waging a chemical war 24/7 on the metal components of the outdoor unit.
So, what does all this damage actually look like? How can you spot the warning signs that this battle is happening right there in your own backyard?
Well, the system will send you distress signals. You might hear strange clanking or grinding noises. Maybe the air just doesn't feel as cold as it used to. Or you see a sudden, crazy spike in your energy bill. Even puddles of water around the unit. Those are all cries for help.
And this is just a perfect illustration of that two-front war I was talking about. So on the outside, you've got that salt air literally eating away at the machine, causing tiny little leaks and frying electrical parts. But then on the inside, that nonstop humidity is the perfect breeding ground for mold, and it's clogging up drain lines, causing them to rust and overflow. It's getting hit from both sides, inside and out.
Now, under normal, average conditions, an HVAC system is built to last somewhere between 12 and 15 years. That's kind of the industry benchmark.
But, and this is so important to get, in a brutal coastal climate like the one in Florida, that endless assault of heat, humidity, and salt can literally shave years off that lifespan. So the normal rules, they just don't apply here.
Okay, I know this all sounds pretty grim, but it's not a hopeless situation. As the homeowner, you have options, you have strategies. It's time to think about your counteroffensive. Do you repair, do you replace, or do you reinforce?
And that really is the big question, isn't it? When do you stop throwing good money after bad, trying to patch up an old system, and just make that call to retreat and replace it? That's a huge financial decision.
Well, luckily, there's a really simple rule of thumb that a lot of pros use. It's called the $5,000 rule. It's just a handy little formula to help you make a logical choice. All you do is take the cost of the repair and multiply it by how old your system is in years.
So check this out. Here's a perfect real-world example. Let's say you have a 15-year-old unit and it needs a $400 repair. Seems reasonable, right? But you multiply 400 by 15 and you get $6,000. Well, since that's over the $5,000 mark, the math is basically telling you it's probably time to invest that money in a new system instead of sinking it into the old one.
But you know what they say? The best offense is a good defense. Regular maintenance is like sending in reinforcements for your system. We're talking about simple stuff, keeping the coils clean, making sure the refrigerant levels are right, checking the electrical parts, and of course, the easiest one of all, changing your filters regularly. It can add years to your unit's life and save you a ton of money.
So as we wrap this up, the big lesson here isn't just about air conditioners. It's about how you can win the war for comfort in your own home. And it really all boils down to one thing: knowing your enemy.
When you really think about it, the story of this poor, overworked AC unit in Florida, it's really a story about any piece of technology that we rely on every single day. Because its biggest threat isn't just getting old, it's the unique, specific stress from the environment it has to operate in day after day. The real enemy isn't time, it's context. And that really just leaves us with one last question for you to think about. What invisible battle is your technology fighting inside your home right now?